Hello friends and family, this is Erica. Welcome to my channel. Today I look forward to sharing with you this multi-purpose wall decor with a shelf. I wanted to create a piece that could work for every season and that could flow from fall to winter with a few simple changes. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I share the transition of this piece from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Nearly all of my supplies today came from the Dollar Tree. The description box below has a list of needed supplies and where I got them. I love how this project turned out, all for just a few Dollar Tree supplies. This is an easy to make, budget-friendly design with a high-end look to add warmth, color, and texture to your existing decor. I hope you enjoyed today's journey with me, and if you do, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure you're subscribed and that you click the bell so that you get notified each week when I post a new video. So friends, with that being said, let's jump into our project. You'll need the following supplies from Dollar Tree. 2 of these beware signs, or any 2 signs that are about 24 inches long, such as the scarecrow sign that Dollar Tree also has. Some spackling paste to fill the holes in the signs. Some wood glue. I had Gorilla Glue on hand, but Dollar Tree has wood glue also. This little hanger for the back, a sponge brush, a sanding sponge, or a piece of sandpaper. I found that little one at Walmart. Some scissors, clamps that I did not use, and craft sticks. First, remove the tags and ribbon from your signs. Next, put some wood glue in a small container and, using a sponge brush, thoroughly apply glue to the edges of one of the long sides of each sign. Reinforce with craft sticks, as I'm doing here. The next step is to fill the holes with spackling mud. To do this, I add the spackle to the back of the sign and push it through to the other side to fill the hole. This leaves less to sand down when it's dry. Once it's had time to dry, sand the holes, but also take time to sand the seam where the boards come together. The next step is adding the first layer of paint. I wanted a base that was not stark white, but I also didn't want it to be too gray, so I went with Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster and gave a good coat to the entire front of our new wall decor. Once you've let it thoroughly dry, it's time to gather our next supplies. I got this duct tape at Dollar Tree. I got this washi tape on Amazon for less than $1 per roll. This is folk art paint in burnt umber I got at Michael's for around $1. And the paintbrush came in a pack of a few brushes at Dollar Tree. Using the natural grooves in your sign, apply washi tape from side to side, beginning and ending at the low part of the V's. If you're using a different type of sign or material such as poster board, you can measure out where you want your faux grooves to be. As you're applying, you want to hold your tape tight so that way it creates a straight line, but you don't want to pull it too tight that it stretches the tape. Once the tape is down, flip your sign over and, using the duct tape, tape the washi tape down so it'll hold tight and stay in place. Flip your sign back around and get your burnt umber paint. You could use any dark brown really, and this part can be done to your own taste. You could use gray tones or brown, depending on what you'd like your end result to look like. I get messy and cover each black line with what looks like a more natural aged groove in the wood or where two pieces of wood come together. Make sure you also take time to cover the edges. As soon as I get my board nice and messy, I go back in with the Plaster chalk paint and I dry brush over the entire piece. I don't wait for the burnt umber to dry. I want that color to subtly show through the whole sign, so I allow it to blend with the Plaster paint. Next, I dip my large brush in a very small amount of the brown paint and distribute it throughout the sign, but I kept with the same messy stroke style. Blend until you're happy with the way it looks, then let it dry thoroughly. Once it's dry, you'll need to gather your supplies for this next step. As you can see here, you'll need a Dollar Tree floating shelf, this wooden crate, and a fall decor piece. I chose this wooden pumpkin. And of course, you'll need a glue gun. First, open up your shelf and set aside the hardware. You can use it to put your final piece on the wall or just add it to your toolbox. Next, add plenty of hot glue to your shelf and hold it in place as seen here. For the next step, you'll need a stain or paint of your choice. At Home Depot, I chose Verathane wood stain in my favorite shade, Jacobean. We'll use this stain to add color and dimension to the crate and the background pieces of the pumpkin. First, I applied the stain to the crate, and then I wiped it with a rag. The result is this beautiful, rich brown. For the pumpkin, I first used this weathered gray stain from Verathane, also from Home Depot. I tried to paint in the general direction of the wood grain. Next, I used my tiny sander to remove the parts where I made a mess. Once it was clean enough, I went in with the Jacobean stain and applied it to the remaining wood on our pumpkin. Don't worry about the weird glue spot where the bow used to be, because we will cover that with another bow. After applying your stain, remove any excess by wiping with a rag or paper towel. Now it's time to add a piece to make hanging our wall decor easy. Using wood glue, I brushed the glue on my little MDF piece and stuck it on the back. I let that part dry thoroughly before moving on. At this point, everything is dry, including the hanging piece on the back and this cute little shelf. I decided to use this ribbon because I only paid $1/4 for this out of a Dollar Tree clearance bin. In the messages below, let me know if you have any clearance bins at your Dollar Trees. Next, I have this jute cord that I got at Walmart. Next, I have this box of push pins from Dollar Tree, but you only need one. And finally, we have our pumpkin. Using the ribbon, fashion a quick bow in any style you'd like. You're going to hot glue the bow to cover the glue spot where the original bow was placed. Next, using a short piece of jute cord, hot glue the cord and press it down with an end of a craft stick to the back of your pumpkin stem. You can use a clamp to hold the craft stick firmly in place until the hot glue cools completely. You want to make sure that this is good and strong so that it can hang and hold the weight of the pumpkin. For the next step, add a little hook to your sign by carefully but firmly pushing it through the board. Flip your piece over and you'll see the end of the pin sticking out. You'll want to clip that with wire cutters and then cover it with a bit of hot glue so that there is nothing sharp sticking out at all. Once your glue dot is dry, flip your piece over and gather your crate, the pumpkin, and some fall picks. Take some floral foam, mine is from Dollar Tree, and add the foam to your crate. Next, add some Dollar Tree moss in a really pretty fall color. Once I had the foam covered, I took my fall picks and one at a time trimmed them down with wire cutters to fit the crate better. The back was still a little bare to me, so I trimmed a few leaves and added them to the back. Just a small adjustment of the bow, and this is the result of your fall-themed wall decor. My favorite thing about this piece is that it easily transitions through the holidays and seasons. Simply by changing out the small decor piece and the floral, you can get an entirely different looking decor piece. And here is the same piece, but with Christmas decor. This is a perfect example of how our projects flows with each season. Now, imagine your sign with Valentine's Day or Easter themed decor added. You could also add a wreath to the left side and a battery-operated candle to your shelf. No matter which theme you choose, have fun with your new wall decor. Let me know in the comments below what you would decorate this piece with, or tell me where in your home you would put a project like this. I hope you've enjoyed DIYing with me today. Please let me know that you liked the video by giving me a thumbs up. Each and every like you give helps to support me and my channel. Be sure to subscribe and also click the bell to set your notifications so that you'll be notified each week when I upload a new video. Thanks for your support, friends and family. You mean the world to me.